Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dominions 5. We are playing as Late Age Man. Um, this is turn 24, I believe, and a messenger has arrived from Tianqi. Okay, so I was talking about the diplomacy thing, so I wasn't sure about the timing, so this is when the message happened. So he says, Hello, fellow pretender. I attacked you just to satisfy the orange pest of Marignan. So, which is interesting. Um, Marignan somehow wanted Tianchi to attack me. I mean, fair enough, right? Marignan wants me to be attacked. But why did Tianchi agree? Like, why didn't just Tianchi kill Marignan? I don't know. However, he turned on me very quickly, so I'm not interested in having a war with you. I'm not entirely sure if Marignan would really go against me, but as I cannot trust them now, I won't commit to something massive. I have enough troubles south. So he says he has troubles south, but he's not. He hasn't done shit against Lemuria, right? So I don't know about that. But apparently he attacked me, failed, and now he wants peace. To be fair, that's fine with me, right? Better than if he had attacked and won and then wanted peace, right? Like, and he sends me like 5 death gems as an apology. So I'm like, look, I'll take it, right? Um, okay. Now let's go through these battles. Okay, so this is Lemuria versus Indies. Um, so Indies just have garbage. Like they were pirates, really? Whatever. Okay, this is more interesting. This is us retaking Winter Peaks with that little anti-undead death squad. So go us. Oh, but then the Indies attack back, but they lose because he attacks with like what 2 archers. Like, come on, man, what the hell? No, that's the AI. To be fair, the AIs then attack. Like, okay, this is really questionable even for an AI. Like, there's tons of dudes, and he attacks with 10 units. I don't understand. Okay, but then we get attacked in New Spring, and again, this is what. So this is a huge army, and this is all my PD, and it's only PD, and so we're gonna lose. This is hundreds of gold in PD, which has honestly been very good. Like, we've made very good use of it, but we lose it all now, and we are unfortunately unable to continue to make use of it. So this was, I think, another fairly large mistake. I should have had my mages and my priests patrolling, and my whole army ready to deal with this, because clearly this attack was coming. By the way, let's take a look at what kind of mage support he has in the back here. He's got, it's the same thing as before. Plus an H2 guy. So he's got 2 holy 3s, 1 holy 2 guy, 1 holy 2 in death 3, and then another holy 2 in death 3. So he's got more mage support than before. Oh, plus a holy 1 guy. And he's just got a ton of dudes. He has a bunch of apparitions. Let's see if there's anything new here that we didn't see before. So these are plague carrier disease dudes, dispossessed spirits, which paralyze, ghosts, which life drain. I don't think we saw those before. Shades, steal strength. Shade beast, turn your guys into soulless if they die. Shadow soldier, paralyze, and then his chaff, which is these spectral ghosts. Oh, and no, to add insult to injury, like, I had like random armies out here, and so I lose 2 Lord Wardens and like 15 Foresters for no reason. Like, so, and a Tower Knight, because sure, why not? So I think these guys were patrolling, but I'm obviously this was an oversight. I don't think I planned it. This would have been pretty dumb. But like, I didn't have the mages and the priests patrolling, so that's awful. And he has enough to like 1 turn, because it's just palisades, so he can breach the fort next turn. So I'm in super scramble mode. Oh, and he raids more, so he takes this province too, right? Yeah, so that's pretty bad. So what do we have here? Here we have an army of... so I didn't show it last turn, I don't think, this army, but 2 turns ago I had moved this army out here, or last turn I moved it out here. I think, oh yeah, I didn't show it last turn, but last turn I moved this army out here in anticipation that maybe he would raid here. He didn't, so now we're just going to go back and retake this because this is my cap circle. Now at this point, I now have a, so yes, notice this here. So on the western front, I'm like, great, now Lemire is going to take these provinces, but it's not like I can do anything about it. And I have the hope that maybe Ulm, unlikely, but maybe, more likely, maybe the AI is going to do something. Also, Lemuria has taken this land province. Maybe it was from the AI, I'm not sure. So this is Operation, holy shit guys, send everything here to try to save our, to save New Spring. So let's see what we've got. So we're moving, so I've put a bunch of air gems on my dudes. So we're moving the 2 air 3 guys with air gems. I have some death gems from some sites. So apparently I'm forging a death booster here. That would give, I don't know why. I guess I didn't have anything better to do with him at this point. I forget why. There must have been a reason. I'll think of it soon. I've put more random air gems on these mages and also moved them here. And you can see I am set up. Well, I'll show you the script right now, and then you'll see how this is going to go. So this is a script to save my castle. So the battles outside the castle happen before battles inside the castle in the turn order. So if you break siege and move guys from outside of the province, then you can fight all together, right? But you'll fight together. Like if he reinforces, we'll fight. His armies will get reinforced as well, right? So let's see what we have. We have, let's just look at the army here. Not much. Not much stuff. So we've got a very thin wall in front. And the reason the wall is this far in front instead of being back here is because if you put it back here, these guys are just going to walk across the field and then attack you. So these guys, my guys have range, whatever, 40, right? So this, if you think of this as a football field, right? 40 distance, whatever it is, feet or I don't know, whatever, yards, meters. This is close enough to basically hit the back row. And you always hope you get lucky and your guys decide to target his commanders. Oh, that doesn't often happen, but it could happen. So here I'm shooting every turn from the first turn. If I set them back here, there's going to, and I have them on hold and fire, there's going to be a few turns where like he's just moving towards me and summoning more things. If you are taking advantage of that to do something useful, like get some really crucial battlefield spells up first, then definitely do that, right? But we're not. We might as well start shooting him as soon as possible, right? There's no reason to wait. Yeah. So that's that. Now, so let's look at the mage scripting. So I have a ton. All my priests are here doing ashes to ashes. That's step 1. Step 2, this is pretty thin, right? So we are going to summon as much magical chaff, magical meat, if you will, as we can. So most of these guys are doing 2 lesser air elementals and then trying to spam phantasmal warriors. Which, by the way, an air 1 mage could do this. But I don't have air 1 mages. I only have one kind of mage, and he's air 2. But at least air 2 will mean the fatigue is less, so he can actually do this before going to take a nap. So again, same thing. Air elemental, phantasmal warrior, elemental, phantasmal warrior. One guy is in charge of wind guide, so he does that. These air 3 guys are also doing air elemental, but they're doing ghost wolves instead. So looking at all of this, clearly air 2, I could be spamming lightning bolts, right? But what I'm afraid of is that I just don't have enough to hold the line. I think I don't need the lightning bolts. The DPS is going to come from the priests, right? With ashes to ashes. But oh, I haven't. In case you're not sure, I mean, if you play this game a lot, you know this. But if you're kind of newer, the fire banish does a burning effect, and it's armor negating, but it's MR negates. But it has a good area of effect, and it's area of effect plus and range plus and damage plus, so the H2s do it better than the H1s. Anyways, so yeah, the DPS is coming from the priests. So the mage's job here is really to support the front line by having more chaff in the way. And this guy is doing Communion Master. He's got 2. So I've actually named him. I think this is the first guy I've actually named. I named him Bright Idea. He's got 2 Communion Slaves, one here, one there. And so the first turn he Communion Masters. That's going to get him up to Fire 2. Then Power of the Spheres boosts all of his paths up by 1. So that gets him up to Fire 3. Then he Phoenix Powers to Fire 4, and then Flaming Arrows. Now you're going to think this is like way too late, right? But actually... So turn 1 he does that. Turn 1 he does that, and arrows fire. The first round of crossbows fires. Turn 2 he does Power of the Spheres. Casting time 125. That's basically 1 turn. That's fine. Turn 3 is when the second round of arrows fire, and then so we've missed the second round of arrows, anyways. And then turn 4 he'll cast this, or this will be between 4 and 5, and then turn 5. So basically I'll only waste 2 volleys out of the 10 that won't have flaming arrows. The only way to make this better is if I could somehow get flaming arrows as the second spell cast. Obviously I could do that if I had a huge communion, but without fire boosting items I have to go through all this trouble, right? I have to do Communion Master of Flaming Arrows. That's the best I could do. And with the casting time, honestly, of Flaming Arrows, it might not even be enough. Oh, no. Well, it might not be enough to go off before all the arrows do. Oh, and I think we end with Summon Earth Power to help with the napping. And napping, I mean, like, literally the sleep, fatigue. Anyways, so that's the script. Unless I get fire boosting items, this is the fastest I can get Flaming Arrows out. And it's not too bad. We only miss out on 2 volleys. So yeah, that's the script. I have some of these guys on hold and attack rear for some reason. It doesn't make a difference. They're going to be stuck in the ghosts. I think these guys should just be on fire. But for some reason I have whatever. Like if I had to do it now, that's how I would do it. So yeah, so that's the attack. So this is like a huge scramble. And of course, I'm moving this army all the way back. Because we've agreed to peace, so we're getting out of here and trying to reinforce this. So that is basically that turn. My research, of course, is much lower now because I'm moving all my mages to help fight this. In terms of research, though, I'm now going up in evocation because, I can work towards, Thunderstrike and Orb Lightning and whatever Storm and all the other air evocation magic. Since I'm fighting undead mostly, actually my priests are doing most of the quote evocation magic, but it's a good target. And then Conjuration 5 would get me better elementals, and after this, I don't know why I have it. Oh, I guess Arrowfend? Whatever. We're not getting there anytime soon. Alright, so that's this turn. Let's look at this. Let's see this fight. Quit. Continual game. 24? No, that was his turn. So 25. I hope I have it. Yeah. We have it. Okay, let's watch this. Yeah, this is it. Alright, so this is his blob. Yeah, we've seen all his units. Let's watch it in all the glory. So here you go. Communion Slave is up. We summoned a ton of, well, not a ton, but a bunch of air elementals. One of the nice things about air elementals is they fly and then they pop up randomly and kind of really mess with their formations. So here we go. All the air elementals show up. They kind of all get killed right away because air elementals, yeah, sure, they're weird. These are the little air elementals, right? So This is useless, useless, useless. They're ethereal tramplers, fair enough, and they do lightning damage, so that's nice. But, I mean, they get... So, they're ethereal, yay! Oh, wait, all these guys have magic weapons. Alright, anyways, so like I said, the Sacreds... Earlier, I was questioning this attack forward thing, but in hindsight, not a bad idea. Because... yeah, the Sacreds are basically holding the line. And again, messing with the formation, right? All these guys are doing nothing because they're trying to get to one small pile of Sacreds. Oh, meanwhile, his dogs must have been on attack cavalry or something because they crossed directly here. Anyways, we're trying to fight these guys. By now, you see this turn. This is the third volley, and Flaming Arrows has popped up. Now, unfortunately, I don't have that many archers, but, you know, we'll take it. And the slugfest begins. Now again, like these little attack rear guys, they've got a whole army. Obviously they're gonna die, right? But at least this stuff isn't getting overwhelmed. The Sacreds are still doing well. They have pretty bad defense, but I guess the high protection is what's saving them. I don't know why they're not dead, to be honest. Well, so okay, so his defense is low because he's why is his defense so low? I don't know. It wasn't high to begin with. But yeah, it turns out that like 15 priests and a bunch of mages spamming a bunch of chaff is enough to make Shitty Ghost's rout. Because don't forget, this is an Airmore. You just gotta hurt him a little bit, and then they run away. Now, you know, I say that. The Sacred front line is finally crumbling. But not before we basically make the whole army rout. Now, these are actual summoned skeletons. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, but we take this fight. The archers have run out of ammo. And yeah, we win. All right, let's look at the report. So, not only do we win, but we murder it. We lost one warden, we lost the knights, and most of the sacred. So this is our front line, but they don't break through at all. Now, unfortunately, we don't kill any of the mages, but we killed the whole pile of free spawn. So that's a frustration. A frustration, do you feel it? Of fighting against Lemuria. He didn't lose anything. All of this was free. How? Why? Anyways. But we save our fort. Okay, that's nice. Now he... maybe if he had sent these guys to fight, it would have been a success. But he takes this to raid and to, you know, take back the province. He messes up on attacking the AI for some reason. He raids me in another place. Well, I'll show you on the map later. He attacks Midgard and wins. Midgard attacks him and wins. And what's this? Unexpected event, more unrest. Okay. So he... So Lemuria raids here with fairly decent army. So he took this army here and moved it here. I don't know if he would have won that fight if he moved it here. I don't think so. It looks like we won it pretty convincingly, but still. And then he was very active on this corner of the map. He tried to attack this and failed. Then the AI took this and won. He won this fight, but the AI took this and won. I think is what's going on here. I'm not sure. But Lemuria did, in fact, come and raid me in these territories, and there's nothing I can do about it. But we got our thing back, so that's good. So for next turn, we have got what planned? We are planning to take this back. Now, because we killed the big stack here, so that's good. So we know the most that's going to be here is what we saw plus this, which isn't too bad. So we can sort of dispatch an adequate force. I do send the fire squad here, which I renamed like a research assistant and lab rat to be his 2 summon slaves. This is just, it makes it easier to pick them out when there's a huge pile of them. And what we have left here is my guys are now, I've learned my lesson, and so people are on patrol. Not all of them. I've put most of the guys back in the lab, but I've got a few guys out patrolling. But that, again, that's because he doesn't have a huge stack. I don't need to have everybody out patrolling. The mages can always be patrolling because, the priests can always be patrolling because, they don't have anything to do if they're not patrolling. So that's good. And also remember, I can now reinforce this army that was here is completely vacated the premises, and they're going to be here next turn. Meanwhile, it looks like... meanwhile, we got a... apparently I'm casting Seeking Arrow at the 2 woods. Oh, yeah. Huh. So, yeah, about that. So Marignon, I've lost a lot of scouts recently here, and all I see is he's got a big army, because of course, right? I'm facing pressure here. I managed to kind of survive, but I still have to clean this up. Who shows up on my other front? Marignon, right? I've got no army to, send here. So I figure, well, maybe I'll get lucky. So I Seeking Arrow him. Maybe. Who knows? Right? Why not? Okay. And we got an Earth 2 guy, so he's forging Earth Boots. So we can get Earth 3, and then if maybe we have time, we could make a Dwarven Hammer or something. Yeah, so that is the plan. Recruitment, I haven't focused a lot on the troops that I was recruiting here. Every turn. Here it's, the commanders has been pretty obvious. It's been mages here, and then here it's been usually 1 commander and 1 mage each turn. And then the commander takes the sacreds and whatever else I felt like recruiting and moves it to wherever it needs to move. That's what I've been recruiting here. So that's it for this turn. Why don't we call the episode here as well? Thank you all for listening and watching. I hope you've been enjoying. See you guys in the next one. Take care.